This episode is sponsored by Free Market Kids.
Hey, everybody, welcome to part 3 of my conversation with Lisa. So, I was going through your LinkedIn to see about your posts, and you said something about how you like to combine sailing and Bitcoin. Talk to us a little bit about that.
Oh, well, that was an article. That was not mine. But that was an article. I think it was from Bitcoin Magazine or something. I try to really be an advocate for folks that are writing and folks that are actively working in the space. So I like to share articles, stuff that I find interesting, and also just to keep, I'm on LinkedIn because I want to reach people that aren't in our community.
Yeah.
And I probably get, 10 direct messages a day from people who say, I heard you on a podcast. I heard you on Tali's podcast. I heard you on whatever. You said you'd talk to me about Bitcoin or Bitcoin mining. Can we connect? And I absolutely love that because there are people in all sorts of industries who are trying to touch Bitcoin, and they just, it's not like I'm giving them a hand up, but like they need a way to touch Bitcoin. And so if I can be a tangible representation to somebody of like, here, let me point you in the right direction. You should go talk to these 5 people, or you should read this book, or you should like, I feel like that's what I'm here for, just to facilitate, I want to see the growth of this industry. I feel like I work for Bitcoin. It fills me with purpose and joy. And it's a privilege to have each and every one of those conversations and really hear what other people's journeys are. I mean, it's exactly what you're doing right here. You're asking me what my journey is, and that's what I do every day when I talk to people that I've talked to strangers that I've met on LinkedIn.
Yeah, I really appreciate that you're on LinkedIn because sometimes it feels a little bit on the Twitter space where it's almost like an echo chamber. We're just saying stuff to each other. So I really appreciate what you're doing on LinkedIn. I got excited when I saw that and I was looking at it really, because you do repost a lot of things. And I was like, I just need to make sure that this is actually hers because sometimes the repost word is really, really small.
Yeah.
But I was so sure it was you. Sorry about that.
Well, I do sail. I spent a lot of my life sailing. Ella is an amazing sailor. She's sailed competitively. Her dad has sailed around the world. I mean, he's like off the charts, but yeah, unfortunately right now I live in a concrete jungle in Houston, and I just count my lucky stars that I get to talk about Bitcoin. Unfortunately, I'm not on a sailboat too much, but I saw that article, and I thought the graphic that the magazine included, especially with that article, was great and eye-catching, and it did garner a lot of comments. And again, I don't post for engagement. I post because I want people to come into this arena. I want them to bring their businesses and their thought leadership into Bitcoin so that we can push this further.
Yeah, that's what I love about talking to all these different women. They all have such different backgrounds. They come into this space with their own expertise and viewpoints. We're all different people, and Bitcoin is for everybody. And so just to be able to hear how everyone is applying Bitcoin in their own lives is wonderful. For example, one mom said that's her saving vehicle for her kids' college fund. Another one is for her retirement. And then there are a couple of them just actively trying to orange pill the merchants in their city, and that they're taking it upon themselves. They have nothing to gain. They're just sharing good news. So this has been just really fabulous to witness. So the people who reach out to you on LinkedIn, have you seen any common trend or type of people or reason when they come and contact you and talk about Bitcoin?
I would say regrettably, it's mostly men. I wish that it would. I mean, I'm super happy to talk to men, but it's mostly men in the energy space that want to figure out how to get into the Bitcoin space, or they're in the real estate space, or they work for, I actually get quite a few people from the big banks that reach out to me and they want to have a conversation. Yeah, I wish, and you know what? Actually, I think that's just a reflection of who's on LinkedIn. I think a lot of women aren't on LinkedIn, or, I wasn't on LinkedIn until I started working in Bitcoin. I not my entire life. Like I just didn't, wasn't within my realm. And I feel maybe like LinkedIn is a thing of the past, but then I keep using it and it's not. Like it's a very active, vibrant space. And I get asked to speak I've spoken at universities. I'm involved with some symposiums, restructuring groups, law firms, investment banking teams, and they're on LinkedIn. So I am happy to continue to publish content and links to stuff because the sooner more people adopt Bitcoin just leads to a whole bunch of good outcomes for everybody around the world, right? It isn't number go up, it's freedom go up. And it's getting out of the censorship circle that we're in, and it's getting out of the human trafficking circle that we're in, and it's getting out of this just complete doom that lurks over our cities. I mean, I was just in Austin for BitBlock Boom last weekend, and I mean, just like the number of people that were sleeping in the streets and strung out on drugs, like that's because the money is bad, right? It's the money is bad. Our money is broken. Our schools are broken. We need to shake up the Etch a Sketch, forget everything that has become a socialized norm, and go back to basics, right? One ingredient food. I don't want to get off on a Bitcoin tangent, but like we eat garbage, we watch garbage, so our lives are garbage. And I think, at least for me, like getting into Bitcoin, it's like you really, I don't know, you see how much better things can be, and you're so hopeful. I mean, I used to really worry, Tally, honestly, that I would be living under a bridge. I was like, okay, well, I have some money, but not a lot. And will it last for my lifetime? Because in my family, like people live to be in their mid 90s. And I just thought, I don't know how I'm going to have enough money to live into my mid 90s. And when you look at the statistics of an everyday person, like very little savings, inflation is 14%. I mean, even though they say it's 5 or 7, it's probably 14, 20%. I mean, it's very, very high. If you just look at the cost of goods over the last 50 years, I mean, why does the price of goods of stuff go up? Like why? It goes up because of inflation, not because the hamburger got a whole lot better. So when you're in Bitcoin, I mean, for me, it's completely changed my mind on like, all right, I'm going to choose health as a lifestyle, right? I'm going to choose exercise as a lifestyle. I'm going to choose eating well as a lifestyle because I want to be around. I want to see how society can transform itself into something better.
Yeah, I wanted to follow up and ask you how your life has changed outside of your career after you came into the Bitcoin space. Like you said, a lot of people are starting to look at literally their entire life differently because we realize how much money has impacted all of our choices and the choices of people who are providing the goods and the services. So how has Bitcoin impacted your life? In what way have you changed?
I think I'm a very simple person. I joke that my ideal is to be a 1950s housewife. Like I love to iron, I love to cook, I love to bake. I drive a station wagon. I love driving carpool. Like when Ella's home, I love driving her around. I'm a very simple person, and there's a lot of joy in a simple way of living. There's a lot of joy of not living connected to social media and not trying to, you know what? Here's how my life will change. I am more focused on health. I am more focused on what I eat. And my goal is to quit being so vain and maybe one day quit dyeing my hair. How's that? Like, I feel like Bitcoin is going to give us all permission just to take a step back and go grow our own food and have chickens and get back to the real, like why we're really here on earth. I believe that we're here on earth to help other people, right? To help one another. We're here for community. We know that community is the number one outcome of happiness in life is what your community looks like. It's like, why don't we focus on that? And that's the cool thing about Bitcoin is that it is this fantastic virtuous circle of people who are building community and are supportive of one another. And, we're all probably going to live to be 100 and we're going to have food and shelter, and the world's going to be a better place. So everybody needs to come and join along. Everybody needs to buy Bitcoin so that they have health and safety and prosperity in their old age,
Yeah,
not financial lives.
I love what you said about living a simple life. That's the way I see Bitcoin, which is you were describing how you were day trading and you had to be watching the news and you have to be on your computer and you got to time the market and all that stuff. And you're taking risk and you have the stress of doing it profitably or losing money. Like, to me, that seems very complicated. And I tell my kids, as I tell it like a joke, but it's really not even a joke. When I was going to business school, I was watching Animal Planet. Everybody else was watching the Bloomberg and watching, the price go up and down in the stock market. And I was just like, I want to look at zebras crossing the safari. So I love how Bitcoin allows us to just store wealth without adding complications. And then you get to free up your mind and do other things like cooking in the kitchen. And like you said, planting a garden and raising your animals, not necessarily fun stuff for everybody, but just like simple stuff. If you want to be an artist, then you have a very straightforward way of storing value for yourself, wealth for the future, and you just focus on art or anything else that you choose. It's almost, to me, Bitcoin is like a simplifier for life.
Big time. I mean, we so complicate our lives. I have friends, and I used to be this person, right? Like you'd join a gym, you'd get your car washed, you have a housekeeper, maybe you just spend money all the time on stuff that, I look back now and I think, I'm not going to join a gym. Like, I'm going to clean my own house, and that's an incredible workout, actually. And then I don't need anybody to help me. And also, I'm not paying the monthly fee for a gym. And I also love washing my car. I wash my car every Saturday because I love a clean car. And I love not driving through somewhere and paying $35 for someone to wash my car when I should be washing it anyway because it's great exercise. So it's like reframing how you think about how you spend money is what Bitcoin has helped me do. And I could definitely go get my car washed, and I could definitely have, it's not like I feel deprived. It's a choice. I'm like, gosh, you know what? Like, I need to be healthy when I'm 95 because I have Bitcoin and I'm going to have fun, and I have all these friends, and I have Ella, and I have stuff I want to do, and I want to travel and see 50 more countries, and I got to be well to do that.
Yeah, for sure. Any last recommendations, suggestions for women who are sitting on the fence about Bitcoin?
Well, they should go back and listen to every one of your podcasts. And if anybody wants to reach out to me, you're welcome to reach out on Twitter. You're welcome to reach out on LinkedIn. I will send you I hate this, but I'll send you a Calendly link. One of my friends set me up with Calendly. It actually is a game changer. I really do like it. Although I just hope people don't think it's tacky to like get a calendar link, but I'll send you a calendar link. We can book some time. I love doing that. It's the highlight of every single day. And I don't know, I wish people joy and prosperity, and go do good things for others. It is the key to happiness.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Lisa. Thanks for joining us today and learning with us today. If the discussion with our guest resonated with you and you would like to dive deeper into the world of Bitcoin, don't miss out on joining the Orange Hatter Women's Reading Club. The meetup link is in the show notes. Also, if there are women in your life whom you think would both enjoy and benefit from learning more about Bitcoin, please share Orange Hatter with them. Until next time, bye!